Welcome to the dvm365. I'm Mindy Valcarcel, Medicine Channel Director for dvm360, coming to you live from the CVC in Kansas City. The ALS Ice Bucket Challenge has been all the rage in social media, but the thought of pets getting involved leaves veterinary behaviorist Dr. Lindell a little cold.
Pets don't always like things done to them when they come abruptly and out of nowhere and they have no familiarity with it. So if you're going to do something like throw ice water on your pet, then it would be really important that your pet looked as though they were really wanting to participate in that. Because if you throw ice on them and they get startled, number one, they could bite. Number two, they could make a snapshot association of anything that came along with it that day. Was it somebody carrying a plain old bucket? Oh my gosh, is that bucket going to fall on my head one day and put icy scary stuff on me? They may just think that a person raising their hand over their head was a little bit of a threat. So you have to be really careful. I think if you wanted to play that game, then you need to teach the pet to love ice cubes and love getting them dropped one at a time so they say, wow, treats are coming from the sky. But I think overall it's not likely that most pets are going to just shrug it off and go, that was great.
Next up, dvm360 News Channel Director Christy Reimer speaks with veterinary toxicologist Dr. Justine Lee about a surprising poisoning that has been in the news recently.
We've been hearing about a veterinarian in Pennsylvania who saved a cat that had been injected with heroin. And we hear that heroin use is on the rise. So is this something that veterinarians are going to need to keep an eye out for and be aware of as time goes on?
Thankfully, I don't anticipate it's going to be a huge problem. And I would say the one situation where a heroin addict injected it into a kitten was extremely rare. The good thing about it is there's an antidote. And most vets have the antidote, Narcan or naloxone. And if they don't have that, most vets have butorphanol, which will partially reverse the effects. So thankfully we don't see it a lot because it's not a toxicant that we will see a lot of poisoning by oral ingestion. In other words, you have to inject it or you have to snort it for it to have an effect. So honestly, I don't anticipate it's going to be a huge poisoning issue in dogs and cats.
Coming up, dvm360 Team Channel Director Portia Stewart gets the technician's point of view on the growing trend of backyard poultry. But first, Dr. Shawn Finch tells about how her very first time at the CVC inspired a unique stress relief technique for her and her team.
The first time I came to CVC in Kansas City, we found the Crayola store, and we were with our daughter, so we went in, and they have really fun coloring books. They're very detailed. So I bought some, and we started coloring in them during downtime at work, and it was a great stress reliever. Someone will say, can we get the coloring books out, Dr. Finch? And we'll get them out for like a minute, and then go back to work, and it really helps us reset. I'm good at keeping gel pens and Sharpies on hand, and our boss has even bought us Sharpies before so we don't run out. What we do is we take papers we're going to recycle and we use them underneath our sheet, and then those get colored on instead of the next page. We've really thought this through.
Hi, I'm Dr. Ross Clark, and you're watching dvm365.
Ann is going to talk to us a little bit about backyard chickens and about how they're being kept in the backyards and how technicians can help care for those pets.
Well, chickens, just like any other atypical species that we have, one of the biggest problems we have associated with their care is husbandry issues, which is basic housing, feeding, care, if there's any preventative measures that need to be done. And if we aren't directing this with our clients, everybody thinks chickens are quick and easy, and they are for the most part. There's not many problems with them. But we need to know what is normal. What are the housing requirements? How many can we put in a coop? What is their water requirements? What is their shelter requirements? And because there's so many different species of chickens, that can vary based on whether you're living in the south, whether you're living in the north, how much snow you get, those sorts of factors.
That's it from Kansas City. If you have suggestions for future shows, email us at dvm360@advancedstar.com. And for the latest news, medicine, business, and team information, visit us every day at dvm360.com. I don't have it in my head.